Hey, I'm Arlo Parks here on WNXP. This is my first ever kind of live acoustic session in Nashville, so I'm very excited. It's my guitarist Danny. And the first song I'm going to be playing for you guys is a song called Hurt. It's one of my favorites, so here we go. Charlie drank it till his eyes burned, then forgot to eat his lunch. Pain was built into his body, heart so soft it hurt to beat. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely to feel something for once? Yeah, wouldn't it be lovely to feel worth something hard? I know you can't let go of anything at the moment. Just know it won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. Won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. Charlie melts it to his mattress, watching Twin Peaks on his ones. Then his fingers find the bottle when he starts to miss his mum. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely to feel something for once? Yeah, wouldn't it be lovely to feel worth something hard? I know you can't let go of anything at the moment. Just know it won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. Won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. Charlie started seeing stars, so stuck on the new J. Paul. Said my clothes are sticking to me, and I can't quite see my walls. Started dreaming of a house with red carnations by the windows, where he didn't feel so small, so overwhelmed by all his flaws. I know you can't let go of anything at the moment. Just know it won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. Won't hurt so much forever. Won't hurt so much. The next song I'm going to play for you guys is a song called Angel's Song. It's actually the oldest song that I have out on the internet, and it harks back to when I was like 15 or 16 listening to a lot of Elliott Smith and Sparkle Horse and Joni Mitchell, and I wanted to create something that was just a voice and a guitar and just kind of have the feeling stripped raw like that. So here we go. It's Angel's Song. Getting high in the basement, pretty baby with a heart full of blood and Courtney love. You got the pawn shop blues in this bitter city, crying hard in the basement, pretty angel, quiet down when your dad takes you out. Do, do, do. sitting numb in the basement blue. Baby, you're wishing you could die with the moon, but I would miss you. You're there picking out your flaws from 3 a.m. till noon, like the bad kids at school used to do. Forget 'em, you turned out so kind and so cute. Do, 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 the sadness ain't you. Do, 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 you wanna jump off the roof, but I love you. Do, 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 the sadness ain't you. Do, 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 you wanna jump off the roof. Oh, but I love you. You're my angel. You're my angel. Oh, but I love you.
Hey, it's Celia here in the Sonic Cathedral at 91.1 WNXP with a special visitor here for one night to play at the Ryman Arlo Parks.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for playing our Sonic Cathedral. Those two songs were beautiful, stripped back with Danny, just your guitar accompaniment. So thank you for stopping by and doing those. Especially, we were just talking offline about the old song. You were quite young when you started writing, I guess. But what strikes me is that all of your songs are poems. I know you're a poet also, but you sometimes speak, sing in the middle. And I wonder how you come to that decision with a particular song, whether you're singing it or you pause to sort of deliver it in a different way. How does that work when you're arranging songs?
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely fell into that kind of spoken middle eight thing that I've developed. I think it's just because I wanted to create a sense of an intimacy with my music where it felt like someone was just talking to you, as if a friend was talking to you down the phone, or it was almost like a letter you were reading in your head. And yeah, I think the first time I was like, wow, I've got a lot to say, but I have this much space. Why don't I just say it? And I think there's something quite soothing about being spoken to. I grew up listening to a lot of audiobooks and a lot of like podcasts and spoken word and storytelling, so it feels familiar to me.
Oh, you should totally record audiobooks. I know you're not really busy these days, so maybe you just fit that in.
One or two bits and bobs.
No, but it does feel like a friend talking to you. And I have to say, since this album came out, really, as we were a new station, we've been playing your songs on this station forever, but it emerged last winter when we thought maybe 2021 would be a little bit different. And it was still uncertain and still scary. And so it felt like a weighted blanket in the best way. Some of these songs, you've imparted, hope, and you're not going to be alone. And how do you feel that comfort as you're, you have this aggressive schedule, but I'm sure it's joyful too. But how do you find bits of hope and healing since you're delivering that to so many people through your music?
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it comes from like community and being surrounded by people who I can talk to and who I can be myself with. I think being on tour, it's about in each city finding, like actively trying to get to know the city a little bit more. So finding a bookshop or finding like some gardens or a gallery or something to be able to kind of throw yourself into that place, even if it is just for one day. It allows you to feel less like you're just being kind of flung around and you're constantly in flux, and more like it's an adventure. And taking refuge in books and films, which is something I've always done. So yeah.
So being out there, but also taking time to be inward and restore yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you sort of anticipated my next question, which is about touring the States. I think your first time through the States was just in the fall, and you were here at Mercy Lounge. Michelle opened, and now both you and the band Michelle playing Ryman Auditorium this spring. So a pretty cool hop up in venues. What's your impression of touring in the States, maybe separate than being at home? You mentioned going to different places, but does it feel different in the United States instead of the UK?
I think in terms of the shows themselves, I feel like there's just this kind of overarching, maybe it's the energy that I put out and that attracts like a certain kind of person in each place. but there's just always been this like warmth to people. Like everyone is just like beaming at me when I come on stage, and it's lovely. I guess something that's definitely different is the like in terms of the nature and the like those long drives like kind of through the desert and like experiencing that side of things, which is something that's really important to me. But in general, yeah, I think the interesting thing is that each city also has such a distinct identity. I think we have that in the UK, but maybe not as extreme. But it just felt like an adventure, you know. I'd only ever been to LA and then to like Orlando, Florida to go to Disney World when I was like 5.
You
So-
came across the pond
yeah,
to go to Disney
yeah,
World?
because a lot of my family live in the States, like in New Jersey, Houston, and stuff. So I kind of like remember going there, and we had a little family reunion.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I love that you've gotten to see so much else of the country, now twice in this year's time. When are you back home, and are you going to just hunker down and write, or what's going to be the next stop after this tour?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of gonna be in flux, I think, till like June when I have more European festivals. But I'm gonna be staying kind of stateside around LA and just working on tunes, which is exciting. It's what I kind of love to be doing. So yeah,
Well, good. We love the new single, Softly.
thank you.
Playing that a lot too. And thank you for Collapsed in Sunbeams. Like I said, how important it was for folks last year, but it's still resonating, and these songs feel timeless. So thanks for performing a couple here in our space.
Yeah, thanks for having me.